It's Week 18 NFL review time. Get excited, motherfuckers. Kansas City versus Denver. Kansas City was looking to bounce back following a brutal loss to Cincinnati, and they found the perfect team in Denver to face. Although it wasn't easy, Kansas City kicked off the scoring, no offense to Darth Vader on Mustafar, with Kermit Mahomes finding wannabe rapper Travis Kelce for a touchdown. But then fellow wannabe rapper Drew Lock ran in back-to-back touchdowns for Denver to give them a 14-7 lead. KC dropped 10 straight points to go up 17-14 early in the third when Melvin Gordon said, "Fuck y'all," and reeled off a 47-yard touchdown run to give Denver a 21-17 lead entering the fourth. Following a KC field goal to make it a 21-20 game, Denver was driving, looking for a potential dagger score when Gordon got rocked, and KC's Nick Bolton picked up the rock and returned it 86 yards for a touchdown. Kansas City added a 2-point conversion to go up 28-21 with 7:42 left. Locke drove Denver to Kansas City's 13-yard line, but unsurprisingly couldn't get the ball into the end zone. So sexiest man alive candidate Vic Fangio, now fired, elected to kick a field goal to make it 28-24 Kansas City with 4:37 left. Unsurprisingly, Mahomes then ran out the rest of the clock to secure the win for Kansas City. Dallas versus Philadelphia. This was a high-scoring affair that really didn't mean anything, and I'm totally not just saying that because my Eagles lost. Philly started the scoring on a Gardner Minshew, hey, remember him and his mullet, touchdown pass to go up 7-0. Dallas then ripped off 10 straight points to end the first with a lead though. Bummer. The game was pretty back and forth, just like me and my ex-wife. Tied at 17 with 3:40 left, then Dallas went on their run. Dak Prescott, in his element as a stat patter, threw 2 touchdowns in the final 1:45 of the first half to give Dallas a 30-17 lead at halftime. The third quarter saw just a Philadelphia field goal to make it 30-20 Dallas entering the fourth. Dak then threw another touchdown to make it 37-20. Then Ito Smith, who is named after the judge from the OJ trial, scored to make it 44-20 Dallas, before Dallas then scored another touchdown to make it 51-20 with 8:36 left. Philly added a sad garbage time touchdown to make it to the final score of 51-26. A scoregami. Hooray. My depression is cured now. Not really. New Orleans versus Atlanta. How can you not get a boner watching Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian take on the juggernaut Falcons? I know I did. Don't tell anybody. New Orleans started the scoring with a Hill touchdown pass to go up 7-0 early in the first before Atlanta responded with 2 field goals to make it 7-6. Then New Orleans reeled off 17 straight points, including 2 touchdown passes from Trevor Siemian, who entered the game after Hill left to go on an LDS mission, to take a 24-6 lead into halftime. The third quarter saw Atlanta score a touchdown and nothing else to make it 24-13. Then New Orleans kicked 2 field goals in a row to take a 30-13 lead with 7:36 left before Atlanta added a sad touchdown to make it 30-20 with 21 seconds left. Have I mentioned that Matt Ryan looks like a Slim Jim before? You probably weren't thinking about that before now, but now you are, and now you're better off for it. You're welcome. Buffalo versus the Jets. If Josh Allen was going to prove his greatness once and for all, he would have to win this game against future Hall of Fame quarterback Zach Wilson and the New York Jets. Thankfully for Bills fans everywhere, he did just that. Allen started the scoring with a super awesome 10-yard touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs to go up 7-0. Then Buffalo added a field goal to go up 10-0 after 1. New York fought back though, kinda. They scored a 40-yard touchdown late in the first half and what was a 13-7 score at halftime. New York crept even closer in the third with a field goal to make it 13-10 entering the fourth, but that's when Buffalo stopped playing with their food. First, they took a 20-10 lead on a Devin Singletary touchdown run, then upped that to 27-20 on another Singletary touchdown run to reach the final score of 27-10. Zach Wilson had 8 net passing yards on 28 dropbacks. Perfect way to cap off what was a shit-tacular season for him. I'm gonna need a barf bag. Cleveland versus Cincinnati. What a fucking exciting game this was. I mean, how can you not get amped thinking about Case Keenum versus Brandon Allen? But enough sarcasm, folks. Let's get to the actual game. Cleveland struck first, no offense to Han Solo, on a Keenum touchdown pass to Jarvis Landry to take a 7-0 lead after 1. Cleveland upped their lead to 14-0 after a DeErnest Johnson touchdown run. What a fucking strong name that is, am I right? DeErnest, great job. But Cincinnati was not to be deterred, as they got on the board following a 29-yard fumble return to make it a 14-7 Cleveland lead at halftime. The third quarter saw just a Cincinnati field goal to make it 14-10 Cleveland entering the fourth, when Keenum threw a touchdown pass to go up 21-10, but not before Captain America Chris Evans caught a touchdown for Cincinnati to make it 21-16. The 2-point conversion was no good. Bummer. And the onside kick was also no good to seal the game for Cleveland. Double bummer. Seattle versus Arizona. One of the biggest what the fuck games of the weekend. It started all with an Arizona fumble return touchdown to go up 7-0. Then Gus Fring found Tyler Lockett for 43 yards to tie it up at 7 apiece after 1. Arizona took a 10-7 lead on a field goal before Seattle ripped off 10 straight points in the last 8 minutes of the half to take a 17-10 lead at halftime. Arizona would fight back though, scoring back-to-back touchdowns with James Conner to go up 24-17 before our favorite sociopathic quarterback Russell Wilson found Freddie Swain for a touchdown to tie the game at 24 entering the fourth quarter. Wilson got tired of this throwing shit, so he then decided to run one in himself to give Seattle a 31-24 lead early in the fourth. Arizona kicked a field goal to make it 31-27. Then Rashad Penny ripped off a 60-yard touchdown for Seattle with 4:34 left to go up 38-27 to essentially end the game, although Arizona would tack on a sad field goal to make the final score 38-30 before their inevitably failed onside kick. What a collapse lately by Arizona. John McCain would be so disappointed. Detroit versus Green Bay. An odd game where Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the Packers starters played an entire half for some reason despite already having the 1 seed locked up. Rodgers threw a touchdown to go up 7-0, but Detroit pulled out all the stops in this one, including a 75-yard trick play touchdown to tie it up at 7. Detroit went up 14-7 on a Goff touchdown pass to my brother Amon-Ra St. Brown before Rodgers threw a beautiful 29-yard dime touchdown to Allen Lazard to make it 14-13. In the third, Goff would throw another touchdown to give Detroit a 24-13 lead, but Green Bay's reserves fought back, ripping off 9 straight points to make it 24-22 early in the fourth. Then, after a screen pass touchdown from Jordan Love to Josiah DeGuara, Green Bay had a 30-27 lead with 4:49 left. But these aren't your father's Lions. No, sir. They didn't quit, and they retook the lead on a touchdown run to go up 34-30 with 1:54 left. Following a Love interception, Detroit added a field goal to go up 37-30 with 48 seconds left. Then Love threw another interception to end the game. You better not move on from Rodgers, Packers. Tennessee versus Houston. This game had Tennessee fans holding on to their nuts and butts, as all they needed to secure the 1 seed was a win over lowly Houston, and early on it looked like a blowout. Ryan Tannehill, aka Steve Stifler, found Anthony Firkser for a touchdown to go up 7-0, then A.J. Brown to go up 14-0, then Nick Westbrook-Akine to go up 21-0 at halftime. But Davis Mills used his draft neck powers to get Houston back into the game. He first found Chris Moore on a touchdown to make it 21-7, then Houston added a field goal to make it 21-10. Then Mills found historically great daughter dater Danny Amendola to make it 21-18 early in the fourth. Tannehill would clutch up though to find Julio Jones to go back up 28-18 with 7 minutes left, but Mills found Amendola again and a 2-point conversion to make it 28-25 with 4 minutes left. Unfortunately for Houston though, they would never get the ball back again, and Tennessee secured the 1 seed, the most boring and uninspiring 1 seed of all time. Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. The results of this game should be surprising, but once you remember Indy's history in Jacksonville, it makes more sense. With a playoff spot on the line, Indianapolis absolutely choked and shit their diapers, losing to a terrible Jacksonville team 26-11. The game wasn't even that close either. Trevor Lawrence finally looked like the first overall pick in this one, throwing a touchdown to go up 7-0 in the first before there were a shitload of field goals kicked, 1 by Indy and 3 by Jax, to give Jacksonville a 16-3 lead in the third before Lawrence found Marvin Jones on a touchdown to go up 23-3 entering the final stanza. Carson Wentz was terrible all game long, and as an Eagles fan, I'm so happy he's not my problem anymore. It's also strange how much he looks like a cat sometimes. What am I even talking about? Miami versus New England. This game got out of hand quickly for New England as they gave up a long-ass touchdown drive to start to fall behind 7-0. Then Mac Jones, who looks like the grandpa from Hey Arnold, threw a bad pick six to put Miami up 14-0 after 1. That lead expanded to 17-0 before New England fought back to reel off 10 straight points to make it 17-10 midway through the third. But the Dolphins were not scared. They answered back with a touchdown of their own to make it 24-10 entering the fourth, then kicked a field goal to go 27-10 with 10:55 left, but New England was not dead yet. Jones found Brandon Bolden on a touchdown to make it 27-17. Then Damian Harris scored a touchdown run to make it 27-24 with 2:53 left. Unfortunately, New England's defense failed to get the ball back for Jones until the final play with 3 seconds left, which ended in a desperation touchdown for Miami to reach the final score of 33-24. Surprisingly, this would be Brian Flores' last game as Dolphins head coach. I'm puking and shitting uncontrollably. Minnesota versus Chicago. Kirk Cousins in a meaningless game is the best quarterback of all time, and he proved that once again here. It wasn't always easy though for Minnesota. They fell behind 14-0 early after an Andy Dalton touchdown pass. Finally, Kirk took his Team America looking ass face and told his teammates they better win this fucking game because he has a reputation to uphold as a 500 quarterback. So from then on, Minnie outscored the Bears 31-3, including 3 beautiful touchdown passes from Kirk and a 66-yard interception return touchdown from Patrick Peterson, who has diabetes. Did you know that? Now you do. This would be the final game of the Mike Zimmer era in Minnesota, and I'll always remember him for his wispy voice that gets women horny. Or, well, at least me horny. Washington versus the Giants. I don't even know what more I can say about the Giants offense. They're trotting out crap like Jake Fromm and Mike Glennon and are barely putting up 10 points per game the last month or so. This game was no different. If we're being honest, the game ended when Fromm threw a pick six late in the third for Washington to go up 13-0. New York would answer back with a rare touchdown to make it 13-7 early in the fourth, but Washington responded with an 18-yard touchdown run by Antonio Gibson to go up 19-7, then added another field goal to go up 22-7 with 4:40 left. You won't believe this, but New York didn't score again. I know, shocking. For my money, the Giants are currently the worst organization in the NFL, even worse than the Jaguars, and that is saying a lot. Tampa Bay versus Carolina. This game was competitive until it wasn't. Carolina struck first, going up 7-0, and generally did a good job slowing down Tampa until the final minute minute or so of the first half, when Tom Brady's receivers magically started getting wide open for the rest of the game, as they are known to do. This time, the biggest beneficiary was Gronk, who is 6'6", 260, and somehow runs free down the field like he's invisible. Carolina made this a 24-17 game in the fourth, following a nice touchdown pass from Sam Darnold to Robbie Anderson, but that was about it, as Brady reached his quota of 1 to 2 impressive throws in the next drive to give Tampa a 31-17 lead with 7:34 left. The rest of the game was a fog. Carolina did nothing offensively, and Tampa scored on a reverse run by Scotty Miller, another daughter dater to be proud of, to reach the final score of 41-17. We all know Brady is going to dink and dunk his way to another ring and probably three-peat with Tampa Bay. Eat Arby's. Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. Oh hell yes, baby. We get to watch a hero like Ben Roethlisberger for at least one more week after he heroically led Pittsburgh to a win here versus Baltimore. It was looking bleak though, and the outcome was in doubt for a while. Pittsburgh started the scoring with a field goal to go up 3-0. Baltimore then answered back with a field goal of their own to make it 3-3 at halftime. Baltimore then broke off a long touchdown run to go up 10-3, but Ben was not flustered. He would lead a clutch touchdown drive, capped off with a touchdown pass to famous pointer Chase Claypool to give Pittsburgh a 13-10 lead with 2:54 left. But Baltimore would answer with a field goal to send the game into overtime. Ben rallied the troops like the great leader he is to set up the game-winning 36-yard field goal with 1:56 left to advance to the playoffs. Name just one reason why you should hate Ben Roethlisberger. Just one. You can't do it, can you? San Francisco versus the Rams. I gotta admit, I was worried. For a moment, this game looked like a lost cause for the Jimmy G fans like me. Jimmy G's beauty distracted his teammates so much they couldn't focus on doing their jobs, which resulted in San Fran falling behind 17-0 early on. But Jimmy G would rally the troops to 17 straight points of their own to make it a 17-17 game entering the fourth quarter. Haley Joel Osment then found Cooper Kupp for a touchdown to go up 24-17 with 2:29 left, and all looked lost until our favorite Italian hunk led San Fran on a clutch drive to tie the game at 24 with 26 seconds left. In overtime, Jimmy led San Fran to a go-ahead field goal drive to take a 27-24 lead, and on LA's possession, the bad side of Stafford poked his head up again, throwing a brutal deep pass interception to end the game. More Jimmy G in the playoffs, yay! Las Vegas versus the Chargers. Arguably the game of the year. Las Vegas got on the board first with a field goal to go up 3-0. Then Hunter Renfrow, God, isn't he just so humble, scored a touchdown to go up 10-0 after one. Then it was LA's turn to respond, as real-life Dragon Ball Z character Austin Eckler scored back-to-back touchdowns to give LA a 14-10 lead with 1:52 left before eyeliner enthusiast Derek Carr led a touchdown drive thanks to a BS DPI flag to set up a Josh Jacobs touchdown run to give Las Vegas a 17-14 lead at halftime. The third saw nothing but a Las Vegas field goal to go up 20-14. Then in the fourth quarter, Hunter Renfrow scored again. Oh, I just ruined my underwear. Then in addition, Las Vegas made a 52-yard field goal to give themselves a 29-14 lead with 8:23 left. From then, it became the Justin Herbert show. Herbert threw touchdowns on both 4th and 21 to make it 29-22, and then another with 5 seconds left to make it 29-all to send the game into overtime. But instead of settling for the tie to guarantee both teams a playoff spot, these two teams had integrity and played hard till the end. Las Vegas got the ball first and kicked field goal to go up 32-29. Then LA got the ball and did the same to tie at 32. Finally, Las Vegas drove the ball as time was expiring in overtime to set up a 47-yard field goal, which was good, to advance themselves and Pittsburgh to the playoffs at the same time. And now it's time for puppy time.